Welcome back to 3+U. Well, either you have had it or somebody around you has had it. We call it the cruds, the sneezing, the coughing, the contagious thing. Schools have been shut down over it. What is it? What can you do while you have it? How do you get rid of it? Let's talk to Dr. Owen Speer. He's with CHI Memorial Primary Care Associates in Hixson. And Dr. Speer, let's jump right into it. First of all, this, quote, the crud. What is it that's been going around?
It's a collection of viruses, colds, flus, causing bronchitis, upper respiratory illnesses, cough, sometimes upset stomach. So it's really common this time of year and seems to be magnified in our area currently.
Well, and with temperatures just fluctuating, I know that a lot of times that helps fuel colds, an outbreak of colds, because people are going inside, outside, they're getting around people.
Sure.
They're coming in. But is the weather kind of playing a part in all of this?
Somewhat. I think people may get out of their house a little bit more and come in contact, and usually it's the gathering of people where the viruses tend to spread. So because of that, when you're around a group of people, maybe someone's coughing, a lot of these viruses are spread through respiratory means, and one of the most effective ways to prevent it is to do hand washing and wash your hands.
And I think when we hear of schools shutting down because of sicknesses, that's just kind of a different level. Is this particular strain of illness, I mean, you say it's a combination of things, is it more contagious than it typically otherwise would be, or are schools just being extra careful?
Not necessarily. I think this time of year you see a lot of these viruses being spread, and maybe in the area at this particular time it's taking over. But we are definitely seeing a spike in cases of flu. Flu is a certain type of virus that can cause worse upper respiratory symptoms, high fevers, body aches, which kind of distinguish it from common cold.
Is there a certain time when somebody thinks, I think I'm getting a cold, and then it makes its way into, okay, maybe this is the flu? Is there a certain time when people should say, okay, I need to go to the doctor, I need to get some shots, I need to get a flu test?
Sure. Certainly when the symptoms are severe. If you're having high fevers, temperatures over 102, severe body aches, and the symptoms are prolonged like that for a day or two, it's probably a good idea to get a flu test done, to at least see a medical professional and tell them what's been going on and see if it is flu. And if it is the flu, sometimes you may be recommended to take antiviral medication, which can attenuate the symptoms, help you get better faster, and get back to your regular activity, and also prevent it from spreading further.
Dr. Speer, I can't even imagine that people would want to do this. I don't exercise unless I'm feeling like 100% and somebody has pushed me into it.
Yeah.
But there are people that love exercising, and something like the flu, a cold, it's really not going to hold them back. They're going to try to get out there and do it anyway. When is it time to just say, okay, I'm not going to exercise, I'm not going to get out, walk around the neighborhood, I'm just going to chill out and let this run its course? Is it good to exercise? Is it bad to exercise when you're sick? What do you do?
Well, this time of year, a lot of people are starting new exercise programs. First of the year has come by. People are getting into the gym. They're in their local community starting exercise programs. But if you feel illness coming on, you probably should take pause and avoid maybe public gatherings. Maybe it's your exercise class or your gym. If you're coughing or ill, especially with a fever, you probably should stay away from groups like that. In general, if you're feeling high fevers, body aches, anything below the neck, symptoms that affect your whole system, it's probably a good idea to take a break. If you're having some upper respiratory symptoms, a little bit of mild headache and congestion, it's okay to do what you've been doing, just at a little bit less intensity, maybe less time than usual. Okay. But it's okay to get out there and stay active and stay on your program, because you don't want to let that discourage you.
And can that actually help? I mean, if you're exercising, can that help sometimes speed up recovery?
Yeah, I mean, exercise increases circulation, opens up your lungs, and can generally help you feel better. And if the symptoms aren't too severe and you're on a recovery path, doing a little bit of exercise can help you speed towards recovery.
And I think I know the answer to this, but just to build it in terms of exercising as a preventative method, we do want to exercise, and I'm kind of kidding about how much I don't exercise, but we do want to exercise, be as healthy as we can to ward off colds, flu, things of that nature. Is that, I mean, I'm assuming that that's true in some cases, but there are some strains that just doesn't matter if it gets in you, it gets in you, right?
Yeah, basically if you have a severe condition, especially like the flu, it's a good idea to just take a break, and things could progress worse. It could develop into a more severe bronchitis or pneumonia. So if there's any question and you're not getting better after several days, you probably ought to have a medical professional take a look at you.
A lot of people, they'll have colds or the flu, and they're just riding it out at home with the Theraflu and a blanket and Netflix. And then they'll come back to work when they feel better.
Right.
When is the right time for people to not be at work? When they're coming into a cold or flu, and when they're coming out of a cold or flu?
Yeah, if you start to have a fever, it's a good idea to stay away from work, especially if you work around others. If you're coughing and you can wear a mask, that's good protection to protect others from catching the virus. And then if you're at home on the way to recovery, if you're off of medicines that suppress fever like Tylenol and Advil for 24 hours and you don't have a fever, and that's a good sign that, okay, it's good to get back to work at that point. Once you're fever-free, usually much less contagious.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Wait 24 hours after a fever is the general rule.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, doctor, what else do we need to know? You're in Hickson. You've been there, what, about a year now, right?
Yep.
And you're a primary care. So for folks that do, is it too late to get a flu shot?
No, it's not too late to get a flu shot. It's still a good idea to protect yourself if you haven't this season. So really anyone over 6 months of age is recommended to get a flu shot every year.
Does it last for the year, or does it just last for that a few months, and then you're out of the season and the flu shot's gone, you don't need it, and you're back to normal?
It lasts for the season. For young kids, they usually get 2 shots their first time around, 6 months apart. But for most people, they get 1 shot a year for the season, and flu season is late fall to early spring, but it's hitting the Chattanooga area and around the country right now, and it still hasn't, we haven't seen signs of it slowing down quite yet.
I don't know why I haven't gotten anything yet, but I haven't. I think it's because of my exercise regimen, but I'm not sure. Dr. Owen Speer, thank you. We'll shake hands,
and
then we'll use hand sanitizer. We'll wash our hands after. It'll be great. Dr. Owen Speer, if you want to check him out, he will take care of you. And can you get flu shots at your office? Is that recommended? Or
Absolutely.
Do you recommend? All right, check it out. CHI Memorial Primary Care Associates in Hickson. In Hickson, a phone number where people can reach you?
877-1249.
There you go. Thank you, doctor. I appreciate you being here, sir. We are back. More 3 Plus U right after this.